I was really impressed with your versatility when you was at Wigan, and in your second match at Luton, you obviously travelled to Chelsea to play at Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, it was early, my first week at the club, and to be fair, I didn't think I would be because I'm a bit older now and that, but I was nervous. I was really nervous. My first probably 2-3 weeks. I've just started the past few days to feel a bit more like myself. But obviously, when you're getting into a changing room and it's full of new players, and the only time I really done that was Portsmouth. I signed for Portsmouth. It was completely new to me, new players. And I remember it took me so long to settle in because I was young. I was so nervous. And it took me a while to get going. And then I just thought, then when I signed for Wigan, I knew the manager, the assistant manager. I knew Gary Roberts. I knew a lot of players. So it was like, it helped me settle in a lot better. Whereas Luton, it was back to not knowing anyone. Literally never knew anyone. So I was really nervous the first week or two. So it was a big game to go into. When I hadn't been training at my best, I was a bit nervous. Fitness-wise, I was probably off it. I was just hoping to get good minutes and get through the game. But all in all, it was an amazing experience. I thought the lads acquitted themselves well. Apart from maybe the first 2 goals, we could have maybe done a bit better. But in terms of how the lads done, and we've got a lot of good players here, I thought they handled the ball well against top players, and it was just a good experience to play at that stadium. It would have been good if there was fans, but all in all, it was a great experience for me.
You mentioned top players there. There's a lot of very good players at Chelsea, and there's one player at Chelsea you'll know very well, Reece James. What was it like to play against Reece and obviously catch up with him?
It was better to catch up with him than it was playing against him. Playing against him's no easy, and I knew that before the game. It was like, he's a ridiculous player, like scary good. And I remember at Wigan, just if anyone got the ball and Reece came to them, they just take a touch and pass it. No one wanted him to get near you because he's just too strong, too powerful. He'd just take the ball off you and make you feel like a kid. And so I knew going into the game, I was left wing back, he was right back. And in the back of my mind, it's probably not the way you should think, but I thought, if I get the ball and he gets close to me, I literally just need to give it to someone else because I've not got a great chance of getting past this kid here. As you see, no one can really get past him in the Premier League. So there was one time when I took a touch and I had an opportunity to cross it and I seen him pressing me, and instead of just putting it in the box, I actually tried to take him on. To be fair, I turned back out and went to go back the way, and he was all over me like a rash. I ended up trying a back heel to a player in the end and kicked out for a goal kick, and I thought, right, I'm not taking him on again. But no, he's ridiculous player. But after the game, seen him outside the stadium, spoke to him for a while. We're obviously still in contact a lot now, speaking the phone and whatever. And just so proud of what he's doing in terms of young lad. We all knew he was amazing, but more the head he's got on his shoulders. I always knew he was very level-headed at Wigan. Whenever I used to speak to him, I knew he would play at the highest level, feasibility alone, but I thought he could be special because he's very level-headed, never gets too high, never gets too low, very professional. But to see the stuff that he's doing off the pitch with the charity work, and just how good and how kind he is and generous with his time and his platform, that's more impressive to me. I knew he was a good player, but to see him doing all that stuff, I'm proud of him for everything he's doing, yeah.
Was it a pleasure to watch his growth at Wigan from when he first arrived? Because initially he was signed to be backup for Nathan Byrne, and obviously after a few sessions, it was never going to be the case.
Yeah, no, it was early doors. We seen he came in, and I don't know, you need to speak to him, but obviously he was probably nervous as well. I don't know, if he even gets nervous, that kid, but he came in and straight away it was like, there was whispers a bit like, Jesus, he looked good, didn't he? Yeah, he looked good, he looked this. And then after seeing him in a few games, it was like, whoa. I think I said early, and I stand by it. I've said for the moment I seen him, I've played with loads of good players. I've never played at the highest level, like Premier League or whatever, but I've played with loads of good players that have played there and that. And just when I seen Reece James for the first month or two, I just said, he's different for anything I've seen. He's like elite, and that was him when he was 20. So yeah, obviously came as back up to Nathan Byrne originally, and Nathan's one of the best fullbacks you'll get in the Championship as well, but it just shows how good Reece was, and I think Nathan was understanding of that, just to say, right, we are dealing with a special talent here, and I'm probably going to have to play second best in that position, and that's just the way it ended up. But we were obviously fortunate enough to have two of them at the club, two of the best. Reece was the best right back in the Championship that year, and you've got Nathan Byrne as backup, who's arguably the best right back in the Championship now.
If you'd like to watch the full episode of the Full-Time Whittle podcast, please click the following link. Kal Naismith was an excellent guest, and he talked at length about his time at Wigan Athletic, working with former Portsmouth manager Paul Cook, Athletic Shock administration, and much more. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, as it's always much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later for the next episode of the Full-Time Whittle podcast.